Hi, and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. City administration is qualified for the International City-County Managers Association Credentialed Manager designation. We'll tell you how both of our city and assistant city administrators qualified for this and what it takes to keep it up. Now that the final numbers are in, the city's Public Works Director takes a look at the recently held annual spring cleanup. And the Sarpy Chamber of Commerce sponsors Women of Wisdom events. You hear from one of the attendees on the importance of these functions. Please enjoy these stories next for the week of June 11th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. Both our city and assistant city administrators are credentialed managers. Papillion City Administrator explains.
A credentialed manager is a designation that is obtained through a series of education, experience, high ethical standards that have to be demonstrated, and a commitment to continue education.
This designation is given by the International City-County Management Association. Papillion is a member of this group.
It's voluntary. I don't have to do it, Amber didn't have to do it, but again, standards are high for employees for the city of Papillion, and they should be. Our elected officials expect us to behave and obtain education certifications.
Qualifications for this are specific and stringent.
You have to have a master's degree with 7 years of executive level experience. You have to have a demonstrated ethical standard, and you have to commit to further your knowledge in municipal government.
What if you don't have a master's degree?
If you have a bachelor's degree, you can still become a credentialed manager, but you have to have 9 years of experience. Anything less than a bachelor's degree, you have to have much more executive level experience. So again, the status, the designation is a combination of education and experience.
This is also a continuing qualifying process.
There is an annual accountability to the organization. Annually, I have to submit that I have had continuing education of at least 40 hours in the field of public management. Additionally, there's a process that anyone can reach out to our professional organization if they believe I have violated our professional code of ethics. So again, we are held to a very high standard.
Once credentialed, every 5 years after, there's an assessment.
I send out an assessment questionnaire to the elected officials, to the people, my direct reports, and even others that provide me feedback on how I'm doing. What do I need to work on? Where might I improve? What am I doing well in? And then I focus my attention for the next year in those areas that may require improvement.
Only 8 people are credentialed in Nebraska. 2 are here in Papillion. 2 more are in Sarpy County. That makes half of the credentialed managers in the state.
A high standard of an employee to not only achieve the designation, but maintain it, because there are requirements to maintain it as well. And then I would add to that a commitment from Papillion and Sarpy County, and I think the city of La Vista, to encourage their administrators to obtain and to continue with that certification.
The recent annual spring cleanup saw an increase in refuse.
We certainly had quite a bit more garbage than what we normally collect. We had about 74 40-yard dumpsters that we ended up filling this year, which is about 10 more than we filled in the fall and about 8 more than what we filled in the spring the year before. So it's a pretty substantial increase in dumping.
Much of the waste was old-style televisions.
A lot of it was old tube TVs and projection TVs. We've seen a huge influx of those this year because we just recently started accepting those because the county would allow us to accept them.
The total numbers are really amazing.
350 tons of garbage. We had about 10 tons of shredding, paper shredding, so that was real popular again this year. And then we had several hundred tons of metal recycling again. So it was a great turnout, picked up a lot of trash and materials in the community, and people continue to love it.
Environmental regulations dictate some of what can be accepted.
We can't take paints and other harmful materials like that. There's actually a program called Under the Sink that people are requested to take those materials to, but for the most part, it's what the transfer station will take. They won't take tires, so we don't accept tires. We have added some things in the recent history here with computers and computer recycling and hard drive destruction, and the paper shredding again is always really popular. So it's really just a function of EPA regulations on what we can take and what the county dump will actually allow us to send out there.
There's no question that the cleanup is popular and serves a purpose.
It's always amazing to me on where that much stuff comes from every single cleanup. But we continue to get just gobs and gobs of that stuff, and we're happy to take it. We're glad that it's not getting pushed out into the county roads and dumped into ditches, or people are disposing of it in other ways that aren't favorable for the community, quite frankly. So I think it's just overall, it's a great event, and people will continue to enjoy it.
Thompson has a thought as to the cleanup's popularity.
I think in the spring people have cabin fever a little bit. They want to get out, they want to get in their garages, they want to start cleaning that stuff up and cleaning it out, and they've been cooped up in the house, so they're out in their yard doing yard work, and they've got a lot of yard waste again. We've got a lot of recycled concrete and brick again, about 110 tons of brick and concrete rubble that we ended up picking up or accepting this year, which is a pretty big increase, about double of what we normally get in the spring. So I think, with the really weird winter, it wasn't like we had a lot of snow, but it was really cold and people, rainy and sleety and just kind of crappy all the way around, and people didn't want to get out of the house. And I think this was a great lead into the spring, because the weather is just starting to finally turn.
The city's growth gives the cleanup more relevancy.
A lot of the new residents are excited about the cleanup days, and they want to take advantage of it, and they do. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. It was nonstop. I was here all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and it was literally nonstop from on Saturday almost the entire day, and Sunday it picked up about 10:30, and it was solid until about 5 o'clock. So I think it says that people want this event to continue, because if they didn't, we wouldn't continue to see the amount of participation that we see.
The Sarpy Chamber sponsors Women of Wisdom events throughout the year. This attendee tells why these functions are important.
It's a good networking opportunity for me and the others that participate. I'd like to see more involved. With social media and people being so much time in their phone, you might have 300 or 500 friends in social media, but this is a place where we can truly connect and get to know one another, help each other out with business opportunities. But it's that connection that's so important. It's that face-to-face, it's sharing a meal together, it's sharing a conversation.
Dawn talks more about the importance of in-person relationships.
They need to be in attendance because relationships matter, and it's those face-to-face connections that are lasting.
Business networking is a key element to this.
It's meeting women who are in the community that I'm in, and it's understanding how their business operates. There's things that I have been able to offer through banking services or education on the nonprofit work that I do, and making those connections that will lead me down other pathways.
Finally, Dawn says that no matter if a woman is in the workforce, is a professional, or a stay-at-home wife and mother, they should get to these meetings.
For me, that human interaction is important, because that's where you have the conversations, it's where you have the dialogue, it's where the problem solving occurs. I find that problems can be solved over the breaking of bread, finding out where people are coming from. That conversation face-to-face is so much different than what happens digitally, or in an email, or over the phone. For me, that's what brings people together and closer.
This is Papillion Days a week. It's our 71st year, and we're excited to continue the great tradition. The carnival, the vendors, the parade events for the kids, a chance for us to show Papillion in its best light. Thank you to everyone who makes this annual celebration a great event and lets it happen. There are lots of ways to stay up to date with what's happening. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.